Welcome to Tasting Wine with Andrea Jennifer. If you're new, like and subscribe. And if you're not new, welcome back. Today we're going to be reviewing Stags Leap Cellars SLV 2017 Cabernet Sauvignon. According to winemaker notes, I am supposed to detect flavors and aromas of dark chocolate, graphite, truffle, dried fig, and a lovely touch of violet. Rich and refined on the mid-palate, the wine has a long and well-structured finish with a dusty cocoa powder note. Now I'm going to open up this bottle, but before I do, I wanted to share a little bit about the retail value. This one was a little pricey. It went for about $175 retail. So now I'm going to open up this bottle and see if I can detect any of the flavors and aromas that are trapped inside. Now I'm going to ask for some assistance from my lovely husband / cameraman to open up my bottle using the Coravin.
Sure, I could do that.
Thank you. Give us a moment, please. So after tasting the wine, I actually do detect the hints of fig, and I do detect the strong finish of cocoa powder at the end. It is definitely a refined flavor that you do detect mid-palate. It does have the aromas of, I can smell the graphite and fig. You definitely can detect the fig. And if you take a really deep smell into the glass, you can definitely smell the dark chocolate. What I'm going to do is give it a nice swirl to open it up, give it some oxygenation. I'm going to give it another taste here. Wow, that's really complex. It is a very complex wine, very delicious. And I think my favorite part is how it finishes. You can definitely detect the cocoa powder, and I love the aroma. It's fantastic. And the more you sit with it, and the more you sip it, and the more you oxygenate it, each taste gets better, and the aromas get more intense. I definitely recommend, in my opinion, I would definitely buy this, and I would add it to a collection if you collect wine. Cheers. Now sit back and relax, and I will now share some history about this wine called Stags Leap Cellars SLV 2017 Cabernet Sauvignon. Cheers. Stags Leap Wine Cellars, notably known for being the winery that won the Cabernet Sauvignon competition in the famous 1976 Judgment of Paris, was founded in 1970 and is considered Napa's first growth estate. In 1969, the founder of Stags Leap Wine Cellar first tasted with Nathan Fay, whose scenic vineyard below the rocky promontory of the Stags Leap Palisades, so named because of the legend of the stag who successfully eluded hunters by leaping to freedom across the district's landmark peaks, was the first planting of Cabernet Sauvignon in what later became the Stags Leap District. 1970, the founder purchases the 44-acre property, which was primarily a pruned orchard next to Nathan Fay's vineyard, named the property Stags Leap Vineyards, and replanted it to Cabernet Sauvignon and a little bit of Merlot. Stags Leap Wine Cellars was born. 72, the first vintage S.L.V. Cab is produced. 1973, the S.L.V. Cabernet Sauvignon becomes the first wine made in the new red wine facility. In 1974, the cask 23 is produced. And in 1976, Stags Leap Wine Cellars wins the Cabernet Sauvignon category in a blind tasting staged by Steven Spurrier, and what is best known later as the famous Judgment of Paris. In 1986, Stags Leap Wine Cellar purchases Fay Vineyard from Nathan Fay, and in 1989, the Stags Leap District in Napa is established as an American viticultural area. In 1990 through 1996, the first vintage of Artemis Cabernet Sauvignon, named for the Greek goddess of the hunt, is produced. Thank you for watching this video. If you happen to try this wine, please let me know in the comments below what you thought about it. And if you have any other recommendations of wines that you would like me to try, whether it's high-end, whether it's medium grade, or even if it's a cocktail spirit, please comment below and I will definitely give thought about it and you might see it in my next review. Thanks again, and here's to tasting wine.